finishing off the Micronist War. Or, actually, no, never mind, because that would lead spoilers. So, where were we? We ended off the last episode with Micronist War being a pretty big conflict. Conflict with the anti-Unitist winning conflict so far, as well as really just kind of chilling. Chilling as they deepen their invasion into the enemy territory. Now, this war doesn't last long from here, because there's a battle called the Battle of Trebador, which really just pushes back, therefore, like, anti-Micronist forces really far back, and opens up and gives the pro-Unitist a quick access to them freaking launching an invasion of a anti-Micronist country for the first time since this war has actually begun, except for up here. With that, their invasion over here just kind of fails. Fails with just mostly really only this part left to still have it going. And this part, kind of how it does, how that one city is holding out the entire time during the Dragon War. That's basically what this is. This is going to hold out for quite a while. It's also just holding out. With that said, the pro-Micronists continue their own invasion of the anti-Unitist peoples. Peoples launching this invasion through Cronia, sorry, some in the future it's called Cronia because it's a region in the future, it's not a country but and that was a spoiler, just don't pay attention. Also, I found out I can actually post videos longer than 15 minutes. So, yippee, I get. Eventually they do meet up here, and they do invade, yo, I'm not gonna find that paper. So, here's the thing. Paper saying all the micro names, I kinda lost it. I have no idea where it is. So, we're just not gonna say their names, but they invaded, they invaded this place. I forgot the names, and I don't feel like going back to all my old videos and looking. Yeah, but it isn't long before they decide to attack Zatria itself. So, or not really attack Zatria, but just kind of take over Zatria itself. Quickly learning this, anti-Unitist soldiers quickly swooped through and gave themselves their own holding in Zatria, as pro-Unitist also did such a thing. They also did this. This is known as the first battle of Zatria, or not the first, but the only battle in Zatria during this conflict. Will be alive in the future. Trust me. As they sweep in, as they kind of, oh, my tolerance is up. You're not, yeah, it's good. Tolerance is like, yeah, I'll make a video, it's fine. They swoop up north here and we're able to take this. You basically know at this point that this battle will basically like decide the conflict itself. So as they push down these troops, as well as they start repelling the invasion, which kind of fails as they just come back and more. This is very bad for the anti-Unitists because that basically just means that they have no source for reinforcements. This causes them to quickly get swept over and lose the battle. At this point, anti-Micronist support, anti-Unitist support is very low within Oreland. So they finally just kind of decide to screw it. My friend says me. So they finally decide to just say screw it and surrender to the pro-Unitas, basically. And yeah, that ended the war in Communion. Not long after the end of the Micronist War, the country, or all the countries united into one country, that being the Blaskan Empire. Now, if you watched episode 0 of the series, writing background on religions, you would know that the Blaskan Oris is a group of the Orism religion. That being said, that's important because there's also other branches of the Orism religion living in Oreland at the time, meaning that they are not being represented, especially after the city of Zatria, named after the holy city, or the city of the gods, in Zatrian Orism, as well as just as well as the name of their branch of the Oris religion, is renamed to Zachararia, the city of gods for Geliphant in Blaskan Orism. Now, as you can see, Zatria is still marked as its own. It still has the same borders, but yeah, that's just because there's gonna be a lot of conflict in that one little city there, and it's just important, y'all. That's all it is. It's just an important city. And as you can see here, the borders are scuffed. Fix this up a little bit. Thicky boy borders. But yeah. But now, you may be wondering, what happens next? Well, remember the entire reason for the Micronist War mentioned in the last episode? Well, that was if you didn't, I'm just going to tell you, it was because that the pro-Unitas were scared that the British Empire was going to come and attack them. At this point, it is the year 1602, and that they're going to come and they're going to try and annex them. This was basically the entire reason for the war, while the anti-Unitists didn't really care. And they thought that if they were united into one large country, that, well, it would help them a better fight against the British. Now, maybe wondering, oh, is that true? Yes, it was. They learned that there was a large amount of British ships spotted outside here around the District of Columbia. And I don't mean Washington, D.C., I mean the city of Columbia, it was called Columbia, and it's right here on the coast. It was actually one of the first cities. And it's actually, hold on, y'all. Look at that. It looks like a face. But it's actually right here. And basically, the city was the first city founded within Oreland. Basically meaning that it's a pretty big city. To be totally honest, it's decently sized. Zatria is like 10 times, like probably about 100 times like larger than it. This is a city. This is one city. It's a big city. It takes up like 7% of the entire continent. Not 7%, like 3%, but like 3% of the entire continent. So a large amount of British ships were just kind of seen all over here. Yeah, this worried them, and they started moving a lot of troops around the border, around the coast here. Just kind of here, waiting, prepping for the invasion. And once they actually saw them seeing here, they quickly and decisively just kind of started attacking them with artillery. And this was the beginning of the Battle of Columbia, which marked the beginning of a little conflict known as the Columbian War. Quickly, British troops landed within. Quickly, British troops quickly swept through the through Colombia. That's black. I don't like that. Okay. Quickly swept through Colombia and just the British are blue because the Blaskan's color is red. So yeah. Quickly swept and started sweeping through the coast here. Now, Velasco was able to gain back some land over here, and at this point, they were able to basically move large numbers of troops over here to attempt to hold back the British invasion. After a couple months, in 1605, the British start kind of reaching out with the arm, something that you will see a lot in the series. This little arm reach is very, very scary. Blaskan so quickly swoop down and start taking this little area, start trying their best to take smaller areas, fighting back and eventually taking this area as well. So basically, this war is not exactly going too well for the British as our lovely Blaskans recapture Colombia. But the British decide to put up north here in 1605, and still 1605, and 1 year following the war's beginning. The British begin heading up here and actually begin to fall back this way. Color. They begin to actually fall back this way due to just scarce materials.